It was a Wednesday. The kind of day where the rain doesn't fall. It seeps slow and steady, painting the streets like a fresh wound. The city was quiet, too quiet. Then my phone buzzed, slicing through the silence like a scalpel. Her father's name. I hadn't heard from him in over a year. We need to talk in person. 6 words. No punctuation. Just urgency, dressed up like courtesy. I didn't respond. I just stared at the message until the letters blurred, as if they were trying to vanish before I could absorb them. The apartment around me felt too still, like the aftermath of a story already told. Everything was in its place, but none of it felt lived in. It was too perfect, like a set, staged for a scene I was no longer part of. 2 weeks had passed since the party, since she stood beneath chandeliers and laughter, wearing elegance like armor. She clinked glasses with men who looked straight through me like I was part of the furniture. Then, with a smile stained in Chardonnay and cruelty, she introduced me, not as her partner, not even by name. "This is my driver," she said. They laughed. She laughed. I didn't. Later, I pulled her aside, away from marble floors and artificial smiles. She wouldn't even meet my eyes. "You should be grateful I even let you in," she said. That was the end of it. No shouting. No scene. Just me, picking up my jacket, walking out through the kitchen door and into the rain. It felt like the only honest thing left in the city. I thought it was over. But then came the message. And now her parents stood in front of me. Her mother looked older. Not aged by years, but by truth. The kind that settles into your skin when the stories you believed begin to crack. Her father didn't sit. "We need your side," he said. He looked at me like he was still trying to see the boy who helped them carry her boxes into her college dorm. The man who paid half the deposit for her boutique dream, and never asked to have his name on the lease. But I didn't give them my side. Not yet. Instead, I asked a question. "Did she tell you why we stopped speaking?" Her mother blinked. Her father's silence told me everything. The party wasn't the beginning. Not really. It started with shifts so small they almost passed unnoticed. A password changed with no mention. Girls' nights that never matched the calendar. A perfume that didn't belong to us. Earrings I'd never seen her wear before, or buy. And the hotel receipt she carelessly left in the trash. A hotel 3 exits off our route home. She was careful, but not careful enough. I didn't confront her. I'm not the man who fights in hallways or begs in doorways. I'm the man who waits. Who watches. Who counts lies the way a banker counts bills. I started with her phone, not to read, just to observe. The way she kept its screen down. How she always knew exactly when the battery dipped below 20. She'd smile when she texted. Never when it was with me. So I checked the phone bill. Repeated numbers. Long call durations. Same times. 11:43 p.m. 3 nights a week. I called one. A man answered. Didn't speak. Just breathed. Like he already knew who was on the other end. I went silent after that. No accusations. No questions. Just data. Screenshots. Logs. Evidence. I installed a logger on the shared tablet. Not to trap her. Just to make the truth sit still long enough for me to look it in the eye. There was a hotel room. Always the same one. One night, I followed. Parked across the street, lights off. Watched her walk in with a man who wore my cologne. That wasn't a coincidence. She was building a version of me somewhere else, replacing me piece by piece. She came home that night, kissed my cheek, and asked what was for dinner. I smiled and said, roast. The same roast she used to leave love notes inside when we were still something close to real. The report came in a plain manila envelope. No return address. Just numbers, photos, dates. A quiet finality written in ink. I didn't shake. I waited 3 more days. Let her believe she'd won. Then one morning, I placed the envelope beside her coffee. You forgot this, I said. She opened it with a smirk. That smirk didn't last. Then she laughed, a brittle hollow sound. Is this supposed to scare me? Her voice tried to rise. It cracked instead. I didn't respond. Didn't accuse. Didn't ask why. I just looked at her. Long enough for her to feel it. That I knew. That I had known. She backed away like the truth might catch fire in her hands. I didn't tell her I was leaving. I let her wake up to an empty closet and the echo of her own footsteps. 2 days later, I mailed everything to her father. Every photo. Every timestamp. No note. I didn't need to explain. I knew what it would do, not just to her, but to the version of me she'd sold them. The driver. The fool. Now they stood in front of me, shoulders folded in guilt. We didn't know, her mother whispered. I nodded. They apologized. I accepted, like a man who no longer needed to carry the weight of their validation. Her father tried to say more. She's not well. She's saying things about you about. I cut him off. She lies. It's what she does. They left. No coffee. No hugs. Just silence following them out the door. I stood at the window and watched their figures dissolve into the rain. The same rain I'd walked into the night. She reduced me to a title. But I wasn't angry anymore. Not broken. Not bitter. Just clean. A man rinsed in truth. No vengeance. No chaos. Only distance. And distance is the kind of revenge that leaves no trace of you behind. She once called me her driver. Now she'll walk every mile of that lie. Alone.